although it was incoming.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, so for those of you watching, you feel robbed like we did, that we didn't get to untap Ultimate Kiera and release the Krakens!
It happens.
Michael, got about 8 minutes left in this round.
We're out of feature matches and most of the game to be done. There's like 1 or 2 stragglers.
Right.
But I was glad to get to see Kai's deck. It looked really sweet.
That is.
See Zena goes to Reveler. We saw Kiora twice. One time she won, one time she lost.
It's a pretty good chance you might see that one again, honestly.
Yeah, that looks like a real strong deck. Of course, that means yes, he had a real. I mean, there's some draws where it's going to be almost impossible to beat him without a black deck.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have a way to sacrifice something, it gets that policeman line hexproof and just starts just popping stuff on it.
Yeah, that guy's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. There's another card that may see more play come rotation. There's a lot of good green-white cards that do somewhat what it does. Like you got Smiter at 3. So I'm going to get some commander pods going. Wouldn't mind getting one of those under the camera, but doesn't quite fit.
No, not quite.
Yeah,
Not enough table space.
EDH doesn't get there. That would definitely be one of those times when you say, okay, this is not fun. I'm just going to play the most broken deck I have and try and crush you. And just hope they don't gang up on you.
That's why I generally don't play in the. I used to play in the Commander Pods when it was a new thing at some of the open events, and then I ran into that a couple of times to where people were just playing broken combo decks and not in it for that.
There's at least one general in every code that you can go off and kill everybody on turn 3.
Oh yeah.
Get in the right draw, of course. Looks like we've got some pretty good decks in the crowd. And, it's pretty good Magic so far. And there's some people that I talked to earlier, like at the start, that really like their decks, and I talked to them all ago, and they're O2. So
that's the way it goes sometimes.
Can't tell them.
You feel good about it.
Sealed is a fickle mistress. Sometimes you think you've got the deck, and then the other guy just has all the answers.
It's true. It's also, I'd probably say sealed. It's harder sometimes to read and strategize in game because you don't know what sealed pool can contain. Whereas draft, if you see these cards getting played, you can kind of speculate on what somebody may have been trying to draft.
Yeah. I was like, you may have passed this card.
True.
To that person that you're playing, like two spaces down. You're like,
right.
Yeah, you could very well have that.
Right.
So you get a little bit more info in draft. And go to a little bit. So those of you that are watching and not being able to chat, it's for bandwidth purposes because we're kind of stranded with the streaming as it is. So if you got comments, go leave them on YouTube when they get posted over there. We check those out. So.
Or tweet at us.
Yeah. Tweet always works. There's local Mike walking up the table was commenting on how you passed your dream pool.
What?
You passed your dream pool of black, red Minotaur beats.
We saw the
deck on camera. I was like, oh wait, he would have loved to play that.
So,
yeah.
Mike hated passing that one out.
I hated it. Hated it like a heart attack.
How's your day going so far?
I'm 3-0.
Nice job.
Expect nothing less.
Yep, look at what I'm playing.
Give a little sneak peek at the deck here. One of my favorite color combinations for sure. What do you think about the hero, the one-drop hero?
I haven't seen it one game.
Okay. We seen it on camera one time. It got for like a 7-7.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. The
It's a
game was
pretty good
all-
game. But I mean, I've played it when I've just done nothing. Yeah,
I just need a preacher.
yeah, yeah.
I've got some. I mean, I've got some strong things in other colors. You know, like these two. But that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that. Yeah.
I got thought seeds in it, but it's like there's Fable Hero, which is awesome, but
Yeah, double white. You don't have any other
I'm
white
so
cards.
creature light in the other three colors.
So how's the Sedge Scorpion doing for you? Holding off all the big
Just
baddies?
sits there.
Sister's like, come on, come here.
Emergency time to feed too.
I'll sting
Yes, always good.
you. Don't come here. Don't come over here. I'll sting you.
What was nice is that like I had like a what do you say?
Yeah.
3-0.
Look at that, Pete. Look at that Pro Tour.
Got about 2.5 minutes left before we do the parents' round four.
I don't think we're going to have any games really going to turns. Almost maybe 1 or 2 still going, so hopefully we'll finish that one.
Got the internet issue fixed.
I think so.
Somewhat.
Disable chat, the chat room, conserving bandwidth, but
So I had these two out. This already had like 2 counters on it. The guy out just I flashed this, Triton Tactics, both of those.
nice.
So that untaps with extra, and they both have huge bites. And I just wreck his team.
He ate his whole
comes
team?
in
Nice.
and he ends up with like just a couple of guys, and
Just wrecking.
I finish it.
Nice.
Cool.
Triton Tactics is better every time I play it. Like, sometimes it's on offense. They think they're trading. No, we're not trading.
Nope.
Sometimes on defense, you just say, nice team. I'll eat it.
All the tricksy hobbits.
I like this guy better than the forecasting.
Yeah, the forecasting one, he's talking about the Setessan Oathsworn versus the, yes, the 4-mana one. It's a 2-2. But they both get +2/+2 when you target them.
Right.
+2 counters.
You know what makes things dodge excoriate? This thing.
Cures for
Target tap Christian.
No, not so much. I've had more trouble with Asphyxiate. I find more people just don't play Excoriate unless they have to. But I mean,
Asphyxiate is great if you're playing aggro.
Yeah.
Because they're putting down things you want to get rid of blocker to come in.
Yeah.
If you're playing control, you want destroyer.
I'll just take Divine Verdict. If I get to pick, I'll just take Divine Verdict.
Yeah.
This
This is just a body.
can't activate it at all. We saw
I
some
could if
weird splashes.
Look, I mean, I could if I wanted to, because I do have one.
You don't want to live the dream? Do you not have Nalia's presence? Have you ever attacked with that thing before? You have Command Score and he's not playing it.
So, no, but I've been killed by it. I opened it, passed it to Griffin, and he killed me with it.
Grass
He
to
got
Griffin.
all the benefits.
You take all the Nalia's presences, the Karametra's favor, which is horrible unless you're playing Command Core. Yeah. But yeah, you just you gotta play Command Core.
I do have one of these.
And he has double damage. You just
Not enough to play it.
missed opportunity for the Chromanticore.
It's not enough to play it.
so at the end of the day, you're gonna be like, well, I'm on the Pro Tour, but I didn't play Command Core. Achievement not unlocked.
Achievement unlocked.
Not unlocked.
Not unlocked.
Not unlocked.
Not unlocked. No, but I mean, 5-color green is a deck, in Theros it was. And I mean, there's good fixing, but I mean, if you don't have other good splash cards, I guess you probably wouldn't want to play it, but
Yeah,
it's
I know.
a pretty solid card.
Alright, look. Here's my only 2 possible fixings.
Okay. And Dan, you got Cure's Follower, which could untap the thing that's got that on it.
Let's
go deep.
If that's in play.
Let's go deep.
There's a lot of ifs.
And you also,
like that.
what if you don't even draw a Chromantic Core? You just have, did you have any like red removal you could have splashed? No lightning strikes? No 1-mana black removal spells of any kind?
There,
Okay.
everything's double.
That's fair.
Asphyxiate's double.
No divine verdicts?
I got an excoriate.
Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll let you slide this time.
I'm on that efficiency plan
Still
as well.
disappointed, yeah. You and your safe mana base. What is that?
Do what?
Actually, there's one close to
You know it?
It's not as good.
It doesn't kill anything though. Like, by the time you get the man to cast it, everything's huge.
Yeah.
So,
You're right.
Rinse rats.
it's a good combat trick. You know,
My opponent learned that.
it's more of a combat trick really. It's not really a straight middle spell. We saw a good play earlier in a game. Somebody had played Raised by Wolves on an Elite Skirmisher, so it was a 5-3. And then they went to blocks, and he blocked it with a 2-3, and then blocked one of the wolves, and then followed the hammer of the other wolves. So by the time combat was over, he had no wolves, so they all died.
See, I've only
wrecked
lost
his
one game. I've 2-0'd the other two. So it's like I wanna try it, but I don't wanna. But should I jinx myself? You know?
Nah, if you want to lose in a match or two, why not? But if you're still cruising, I'd keep do what's working.
Unless you just got something in your deck that's awful every time you see it and you don't want it.
I mean,
Now, you know, if game one you see a deck that you can't beat any other way, then yeah, jam it in there. But
halfway thinking about just splashing them out to be able to do that, but then I draw the
all your
mountain.
double green spells
Yeah,
and all your islands.
what's his name? This guy on turn 2. Yeah, I'll have the mountain and this, and go. Well, there's the forest I took out.
Well, good luck to you. Maybe we'll see you over here pretty soon.
I hope not.
You hope not.
I won't be on the camera. It bothers me.
I tell you what, though, you won't be over there long. Every match we've had over there has been like the first one has been 2-0. Then we have to bring the side match over. It's been fast format time.
I mean, I think that's kind of the nature of the format too.
Yeah.
I'll play the whole game like this. I'll handle it so you guys can see. I'll give you gang signs, like, you know, just whatever gang signs are.
Security.
That's what that is.
Well, hopefully we'll be getting to round 4 here pretty soon, everybody. And we've been informed that you would not have to play if you did not want to. You could decline where you picked. You could still decline. So, I'm gonna buy you a box of sleeves for your draft decks.
Good, I'll use it on the standard deck. You know I bareback it. That's the way I roll.
Yeah, you also riffle shuffle full mythics too.
Also, what?
You also riffle shuffle full mythics.
I'll do it.
No love for the Mystics. Or
And
Mythics.
yet, they don't look near as bad as when Lee shuffles.
No, they don't.
So here at the castle, we have this term called the Lee crease. If you turn a card up and you see that little crease at the top of where it says magic, it's because he shuffles, we don't know how.
Chances are that card was owned by the Marcus Jones at some point in time.
Yeah, so we call that the Lee crease. Like, I've traded a card from another person, turned up, was like, you got this from Lee, didn't you? And they're like, yeah. So. He's rough on cards.
Oh yeah. So we're getting set up for our next round. I'm actually going to be dipping out for this round. I'm going to take a break. Going to be joined by Dustin Gilliland. He's one of the owners of Crimson Castle and one of the tournament or floor judges here. So
Also, judge, we have more rulings.
more knowledge. He's a little more knowledgeable about the format. So you guys will enjoy that.
I didn't know when I can just say, tell my opponent he loses. They're like, yeah, no, you lose.
Oh yeah. Ready?
All right, they're going to tag out.
Tag out.
I think we're going to pairings, so we should have round 4 going pretty soon. How's it going, sir?
How you doing, bud?
Pretty good now.
Tagging in for a couple rounds here for relief purposes.
Okay,
So
looks
we've
like
got
this is going to be, I think this is the first one. We've already had both these on camera at one point.
no, this is the current on camera one.
Okay, we'll go that one. Oh yeah, we've already seen these guys.
Yeah.
So it's good to back up.
Yep.
Abe.
Abe
Rockin'.
I believe
Wow.
it's Schmaker, and Jonathan Owens.
He is Abe is a little greedy, but maybe it's cool. You know, today he's got mountains, plains, forest, a temple of triumph, and unknown shores as lands. Without even looking at his cards, his mana base is going to be iffy.
Anyway,
Going to try and find some bombs here. What do we got over on that one?
Jonathan is on Forest, Islands, and Mountain. He does have the Temple of Abandon in his sealed pool here. Looking for a couple of Ordeals of Thassa, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I like drawing cards.
I like drawing cards, especially drawing a lot of them. Dragon's Mantle, so a lot of card draw. Of course, the Nessian Asp out of green, which is the reason why you would play that particular color.
Okay, well, I found why Abe is playing the Plains. He's got a Crow and Phalanx, 2 Crow and Sky Guards, and Ghostblade Eidolon. And if you haven't had somebody bestow Ghostblade Eidolon on something yet, it's not fun for you. It gives double strike. So yeah, that could be bad.
Jonathan also appears to be on the.
That could be another thing.
Oh yeah.
Also Splashing Synagogue, which has been a thing recently.
Yes, definitely. So Jonathan has Hero of Linnea Tower, which is pretty good.
It's done some work today. We've seen it be a 7/7.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of ways of targeting that guy. He's got, of course, we talked about the 2 ordeals,
yeah.
but we also have 2 Stratus Walks. We talked about the Dragon's Mantle. So a lot of cantripping things, a lot of ways to draw cards, a lot of ways to draw things that are going to target your guy. So he also has Stessian Starbreaker. It's the blow up an enchantment guy. So can answer some of his opponent's things. And a Fated Intervention, so we can make some Centaurs. So
all the Centaurs.
yeah. So a lot of card advantage, a lot of 2-for-1s, a lot of 3-for-1s in Jonathan's deck. It looks like a tempo deck more so than an aggro deck. So should be a fun round.
Yeah, you pretty much draft this format at least every week since it came out, have you?
I drafted usually about every Friday. I've drafted it not every week. I haven't drafted it in about 2 weeks, but before that, I think I drafted it ever since it came out, pretty much every weekend. So
is Heroic being pretty much the prevailing mechanic of the block, as far as limited goes anyway. If you have Heroic, you're pretty happy. Like you said, the cantrip auras, you're gonna get, if it resolves, you get your card. Are you happy with that? Even if it doesn't do anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Stratus Walk is one of the cards that's offensive, it's defensive, it makes gives your guy evasion. On either side, you can target their guy to prevent it from walking. You can target your dude. I think we're ready to go over to the feature match area where we will have Jonathan playing against Abe. Jonathan's on your left, Abe is on your right. We're shuffling up now. So. Just want to remind everyone also, you can rewatch any of these videos that you're interested in on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Crimson Castle Games. Of course, you're following us on Twitch right now. You can also feel free to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Crimson Castle Tuscaloosa. That's where you can get all the information on any future tournaments that we might be having, anything like that. We have pre-release next weekend for Journey into Nyx, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. It looks like it's a lot more impactful to the standard game, perhaps, than Born of the Gods has been, just based off the spoilers that we've seen. So that should be a lot of fun. And then after that, we have a GPT for Grand Prix Atlanta, which I'm looking forward to. The Grand Prix Atlanta mat looks insane. If you haven't seen it, it's the Planeswalking Dead, is what I'm calling it. It's basically the Walking Dead intro with Planeswalker art. So it's pretty. They look like zombies, so it's pretty sweet. So if you get the opportunity to travel out to Grand Prix Atlanta, it might be worth the $50. And then after those two things, coming in June, we haven't started advertising this yet, but we have a Pro Tour qualifier in Tuscaloosa in the modern format. So a modern Pro Tour qualifier coming in June. Date to be announced, specific date to be announced, but likely in June at Crimson Castle Games here in Tuscaloosa. Modern Pro Tour qualifier for Pro Tour Huey. Not sure where that one's going to be. I think it's in Honolulu, though. I think that's the Hawaii Pro Tour. So
you're gonna have to find another commentary for that. I gotta play my modern.
Going to Hawaii might be worthwhile.
Yeah. I like my modern. I've got like 4 decks I like. Strangely, none of them are birthing pod.
Really? Pod seems really good. If it's still in the format come that time. I think we have a banned and restricted announcement between now and then, maybe.
Well, actually, I think probably some version of Splinter Twin may be the best deck, but Pod's always top 2, top 3 since Modern's been a thing.
Yeah.
But it's also one of those. It's like Delver. When Delver was the standard,
Right.
everybody can play it, but some people play it way better than others.
Right. Oh yeah. Delver was a very skill intensive, very skill intensive deck to play. I played it in standard, much to my detriment. I probably should have been playing something else, but I like I like Delver so much.
Yeah.
So.
Looks like I think Abe won the roll. Went to 6. Got Scryland from Jonathan. But yeah, Pod's not a deck you just pick up, I don't guess. So. But it is very good. Many bullets in that particular gun.
Oh yeah. So now we're continuing with the action. Jonathan's now on Forest and Temple of Abandon, I believe.
Yep.
So he's got 2 of his colors.
This
And quickly shifting back and forth. Nobody's really developed a board yet. Just playing lands, draw, go.
Is this M14 we're watching?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Draw go for 3 turns. That is the record. And that card. The Krillin Valence.
That's the vigilance with the red.
Pump ability for your
and
whole
the
team.
pump ability for all your guys. So
It is worth splashing red just for that ability sometimes.
Jonathan's reading the card, confirming that it is just as good as he thinks it is.
I mean, even if you can't pump it, a 3/3 Vigilance for 4, I mean, you play that all day.
I like how these guys, you can tell they're good because they have domain, or basically they have all their lands all the time.
Yeah. Some people draw that way.
Yeah. If we're in turn 4, I have all my colors on.
Oh my god. Maybe this is sharp block, I'm not sure.
Yeah. This never happens to me.
Okay, so he did target his hero there with
I think that's Aqua's form.
Aqua's form, but he had enough mana to pump it to give it 2 counters. So, pretty good there. It is quite big. He is coming in for some damage, though. Knocking Jonathan to 16. He pumped it once and just passed. Don't know how well this is going to work out for him.
With 1 mana of any color available to him, or 1 in a green.
What's your take on the Unknown Shores? Would you just rather... I mean, he's got multiple splashes.
I mean, yeah, it's in sealed. It's a lot better because you're generally going to be splashing a color, and you're probably going to be playing a lot more like white, green, red spells, whatever. So a lot more color intensive spells, just because your pool is so limited. And here we have an ordeal of Thassa going on to the guy. He's immediately going to be able to draw him some cards. Plus, he's going to get to trigger the ability to put some counters on his guy. So this thing is large, unblockable, drawing and scrying. Seems really hot.
All things I like to have on my picture. Excoriate's tapped, correct?
Yes, excoriate is.
Well,
No.
Abe needs to find
Yes,
Abe needs to find an excoriate post haste, because that thing's just going to kill him in like 2 turns. So, and he gets to control the triggers of his.
He gets to order the triggers however he
They can
chooses.
scry
So
and
he's
then draw.
right. The ordeal's going. He's already up the counter for the ordeal trigger. So bashing in for 5 points of unblockable damage. So that guy's going to get out of hand really quickly, and so it's going to be up to Abe to come up with an answer here. Excoriate, of course, would be one.
But I mean, if he has one more target effect, like he's got a fair amount of mana if it's a cheap spell, and just make it a 2-turn clock pretty
Yeah,
much.
he's drawing a bunch of cards.
Abe's
on the aggro plan.
Yeah,
I mean, he can't block the guy, so he may as well get in there for some damage.
Yeah, I'm saying he doesn't have anything in hand to play. Like play another guy, he's having to pump. Which I mean, you're getting that extra more damage, but he was be on nothing over there.
Right. Yeah, he's quickly going to get outraced here if he's unable to answer this hero. So Jonathan draws yet another card. Still going to make all of his land drops. Right? I mean, and that's the advantage here. Is like he's going to make all of his land drops. He's scrying. He's got the ordeal that drew him a bunch of cards. Got to scry land or whatever it was. We assume the land to the bottom. He's already got the mana for his fated intervention.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
This is. Yeah, I think we're done playing Magic here.
Oh, this is the fight.
Yeah.
My guy fights your guy.
No, sucker punch.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right.
I hit
It's
you.
the one-sided
Go
fight.
away.
Now he's going to trigger it for a bunch of counters.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't want to scoop preemptively, but if he doesn't draw an answer, this draw set is over.
This is a lot of damage that's coming through. We're going to get a scry.
I think he's on. Should been like 8 or 9.
Yeah, we're down 9. We're down to 6.
Yeah, he hit 9
So
damage on
this
that
thing is going to be lethal next turn if we don't have an answer for it. Yep. And there we're scooping him up and going to game 2.
They say he had 2 dice. This was the problem. I couldn't count. They didn't say the dice. But yeah, like every time I play that card, they lightning strike it with
Absolutely
on the stack
yeah,
every time.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I've
That
kind
card is very, very good.
of went away from that. It's kind of a must kill.
Don't see anything in the sideboard here that's like Jonathan has a Rage of Perforos on the bench. That seems like it could be something you would bring in with a guy playing with 3/3 Vigilance. Like that's a possibility. The guy Abe is splashing red, or playing red. So we do have a Peak Eruption. That's a potential bring in. I don't know if mana denial's worthwhile and like against the 3-color deck it might be.
Well, I think you really want to bring that in if they have a bunch of double or triple red spells, or they have Chain Rocks.
Right.
Yeah. And that's just a big blowout.
Right. And he is in colors that can play Chain Rocks, so don't know if he has one in his pool or not.
But to be honest, Abe's removal is very light. I think that's his deck's weakness. And if he gets behind, if he can't race them, he's in trouble because he's very little removal. He has 1 time to feed and excoriates, and randomly a Gorgon's head in the board, which I mean, I don't know.
Jonathan has Bolt of Kranos in his board.
Well, he's got two Fall of the Hammer.
Right, yeah, he's definitely. Well, he's also like red is a splash color,
Yeah,
so it makes perfect sense to not be playing the double red spell. It's just really powerful. He does have Magma Jet, the double Fall of the Hammer, so he's got a lot of goodies in his.
He's got 6
main
red
deck.
sources. Got 5 mountains, 1 temple of abandon.
Right. So
Yeah, that's about it. No real green fixing that he's playing. Anyway.
yeah, I didn't see an Alias presence or anything of that nature in his pool. So definitely not going to play a whole lot of double red's going to be real hard for him to come up with. I guess is the point I'm trying to make there. Drawing their hands, opening hands for game 2. Abe presumably is going to be on the play. Is this a that's interesting. We're looking at deck lists.
Yeah, there's some interesting choices to what not to play. They don't even creature, but still.
Not a very deep color to have 2 bombs and not be able to play on always the
Disciple, Emissary, 2 Airbows, and then Mogus in your somewhat red deck.
Oh, we're on the turn 1 hero again. Jeez.
Yeah, I think
This
it
might
was
Curlin Skyguard on the other side. This could be a
race.
this can be a race. If he turn 2 like
So
looks like he's got a Stratus Walk in his hand. Is that what I saw? And maybe also an Ordeal of Thassa.
I see Temple, but I can't make out the
Definitely has the Temple. There's Ordeal of Thassa.
yeah. So we'll just make our counters.
So now next turn, if he has a mana, if he has another land, and a way to target his,
Well, that
that's Last Breath. Yeah,
That's
so
all
we're going
the
to gain
value
some
on that
life. Yep. Now we might have a bit of a ball game. Traveler's Amulet. Get in for 1. Well, if he was all in on the hero plan, then he's in trouble.
on a lot of enchantments, looks like, but needs another creature. Needs pretty fast.
Might be time for this temple to see what we have on top of our library. If we don't have to play here, that's probably right.
Like in this case, would you? I think he had Karametra's favor. Would you target his Skyguard if you just had to? It doesn't really pump it. It doesn't give it any benefit. He's not using it for mana. If he does, yay.
I don't know. It depends. I mean, it looked like he also had his Dragon's Mantle in his hand, so he might do that next turn. Now that he has access to red. We're popping the Traveler's Amulet, looking for another. Probably our
Red
mountain.
source,
Did Abe have Chain of the Rocks in his deck? I didn't see that.
I checked. He did not. Haven't seen that one out of anybody yet. So we've seen different forms of Xenagos in just about every match, but no Chain of Rocks.
I heard that Xenagos card's pretty good.
Both of them. We were talking we'd rather have the God, but cause it's harder to deal with. But they're both very, very strong.
Yeah. Making satyrs every turn is not as exciting. Getting in again with the Akurlan Skyguard, dropping Jonathan to 22 and passing the turn with 3 men out. Kind of makes you wonder why he went for the. I guess he just wanted to make his land drop there.
Okay, that's the.
It's the green heroic.
Yeah,
The 2/2 for 2 counters. Stessian.
I think something.
Stessian something.
Some kind of hero.
Staunch-hearted warrior. That's what it is. We apologize. We're bad at the.
No, we just don't play that card.
That's also true.
Yeah.
We do have a Perforos's Emissary coming across for Abe on the other side, so that guy's going to be exciting.
The can't be blocked except by 2 creatures is one of the main things on Iroas. What do you think about that card coming out next? Curve or?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely are. It's definitely a powerful ability. It's a way to kind of give evasion to guys who may not otherwise have evasion. So, like, it's definitely, or I guess a form of evasion. Changing out dice so that we can see them. That's always good. Looks like he's thinking about Stratus walking his guy here and going for, and that's what's happening. So
For all beats.
yep, he's going to draw himself a card.
My favorite card from Theros is Wingseed Rider, as most people's is.
Right.
I haven't seen one at all. Like I've seen a couple of the Sky Guards, which I like the Sky Guard almost as much. It's more splashable. It gets out quicker, but I mean, the 2/2 body starting off the first time you target it, just if it's a bestow guy, it just gets out of hand just that much faster. But I don't know that he can outrace that warrior right now.
Yeah, the
Especially
Staunch-Hearted
taking
Warrior
combat.
is pretty good, and he flies, and like he's coming across for 6 right now. Is he targeting again?
Again.
Jeez.
All in.
All in.
No bestow, just all auras.
We have built Voltron. 8 points of damage, dropping him down to 10. And we have now created another situation where our opponent has a threat he has to deal with or lose very quickly.
At least he does have a blocker, but it's only one toughness blocker, so
Yeah.
that can be dealt with.
8/8s here.
Lots of things. Oh, why would you? I mean, how much is that for? Well, I guess he could.
Is that Adelana Countless Battles? I couldn't see
No,
what
that's
it was.
that's the Ghost Blade. That's the double strike.
Oh, okay.
1/1 double strike, so hit him for 8.
Yeah, 8 there.
But he still has to find an answer. I guess he can take 1 hit.
He can take a hit, he can block once.
Of course, if you fear the pump spell, of course he's got Dragon Mouth. He can't take the hit because he can pump it twice.
Yeah.
So he has to block here, but then you got to deal 13 next turn with 1 creature that's not heroic. I guess there's things you could do there.
I mean, and you're just dead to Aqueous Form here,
Or any red removal,
or any red removal spell.
or bounce spell.
Definitely blocking.
Definitely blocking.
put the onus on Jonathan here to come up with a way to deal with, or at least try to deal with.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Guys, pretty good. You don't see him played a lot main deck, but there's usually a target.
But I mean, in sealed, it's a lot more important to have answers to all types. So main decking that guy's a lot more reasonable in sealed than it is in draft. You know, sealed's in a lot of ways a very, very, very different animal than draft is.
It's at least a turn slower and just not as linear decks.
Right, absolutely.
Still getting in there with the emissary. That is aggressive.
Well, I mean,
he must know something we don't.
well, he can't block the giant guy, because it flies. So again, may as well get in there for as much damage as you can. He does have to have an answer this turn, or a fog effect of some sort, or he's probably just going to lose.
Hold on, let me look. I can honestly say I did not look at Defend the Hearth, which he had in his sideboard. So we may be seeing the fog. I say as I realize they may be able to hear me, but I don't think it carries quite that far past the judge's table.
Yeah, the judges are loud, so
We got a barrier there.
Blair Simpson is our lovely head judge, and his voice carries quite well. So.
When the chat was still open, somebody commented, "I can hear Rick." Rick was over there.
Another Stratus Walk on our giant dude.
Yeah.
So now he's at 10-10 and is just lethal without pumping it,
Without swinging with the other guy.
and without swinging with the other guy. But
He's-
we're not holding him back. We're just going to all out.
Oh. He had the bluff up, but it didn't. He's like, no.
And Jonathan wins 2-0 with the Voltron deck, definitely getting there with his all the enchantments and all the heroic guys.
All in, lose to attraction healers.
Right, yeah.
All in, lose to
the threaten,
divine verdict.
or threaten.
So
So,
what was it? A Crone Conscriptor.
oh yeah.
We've had two people with those in their deck and they haven't drawn them. But that
Wow.
card just
Yeah.
makes combat just miserable for your opponent.
Absolutely. But Jonathan moves to 4-0, so he's definitely on his way to potential top 8 here at the Tuscaloosa PTQ.